Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of all the men and women at Wizards of the Coast, welcome to the Magic the Gathering World Championships 2011. Once again, the finest players are pitted against each other in this, the crucible of worlds.
I think the current Worlds is, the real idea of it is to sort of bring Magic from around the whole globe together, to sort of unify Magic in a place that sort of brings everybody together.
It's always the best tournament of the year. You play against people you usually don't play against, and it's not good or bad, it just makes it a lot more international.
If you go down at the very end of the event, it's very serious there where all the champions are. It seems really tense but awesome, and the rest of the place, it almost seems like kind of like a little Magic festival. It's pretty cool.
Worlds is really the tournament at the end of the year that brings everything together and puts an end to the season, and it's the biggest prize, so it's the biggest tournament of the year. This year we're playing Standard, then Draft with Innistrad, and then we're going to try out the new Modern format. My Standard deck is a Heartless Summoning Grand Architect deck. Very explosive. Hopefully it does something unfair turn 2 or turn 3, but if that fails, then you've got a lot of really big creatures, and sometimes just quality can come through. The deck really is about one of two mana engines. It's either the Heartless Summoning, which discounts your creatures significantly, or it's about Grand Architect. Either one of those can make very big artifact creatures very quickly, and so you just want to put something out that they just can't deal with, that's over the top, and just kill them with it.
I played white-blue with Snapcaster Mages, Mainnet Haunting, Swords, Sphinxes, a couple of counter spells. I don't think it's a control deck, it's just like you play guys at the end of your opponent's turn, play some swords, attack, hope they don't die, kill everything, and hope you win like this. It's not exactly control, because when you have like Sphinx, you don't have to control anything, you just win because you have so much resources.
And I figured out a while ago that I really wanted to find the best Olivia deck. Olivia Valderen's a card that not a lot of people have even considered, you know, that have really tried it, but I thought that it would be really strong against the kinds of strategies that I anticipated people wanting to play this week. And it ended up being a good call, you know, and basically just found a few different cards that I wanted to play, and a lot of people were like, that's kind of a lot of colors, and that's a lot of different, you know, that's a lot of different ideas. This doesn't look anything like what anybody's doing. But I really wanted to play with those cards, and we just kept trying different ideas and ended up coming to this, you know. The deck was good. I mean, I did really well yesterday, and I'm hoping to continue into the top 8. You know, I think it'd be a real good field for me in the top 8.
I think the new standard is much better than when everyone just played Caw-Blade for 3 straight months. Right now, the metagame changes. You can just break it every week. I think this exact metagame is perfect. You can just play whatever you want and just tune it for the metagame, and it's going to be good. Right now, there's no like too powerful cards or anything. I think this format is very good, very healthy and everything.
Now let's take the double face card and show it to your part. All right, pick up. You have 40 seconds.
Innistrad Limited it's certainly a lot more skill testing and challenging and deep and complex than most limited formats.
I think Innistrad has a few good archetypes. You know, there's mill decks, there's like, you know, werewolf decks, there's green-white aggressive decks. So I think there's a lot of different things you can draft in this format. I just drafted a mill deck, as you know, it's commonly known from Millstone days. It's basically a really, you know, blue-white deck, but you know, it can only really win by milling your opponent out with either, you know, Goose Caller's Bells, you know, Curse of the Bloody Tomes, and, you know, Dream Twists. I think, you know, milling your opponent out is a good archetype if people don't know what you're doing during the draft. Like if those Dream Twists and Goose Caller Bells aren't coming around to you, your deck's not going to be very good. But I got some like 12th and 13th pick Dream Twist and Goose Caller Bells. So then I think, you know, it's a viable deck in this draft format.
I really, really like blue in that format. I think all the combinations of blue are good. I like white-blue the best, like white-blue aggro. It has a lot of reach, flank creatures. It's good with equipments. That's the deck I would like to play. And everyone likes white-green the best. And the thing is, white-green is probably the best deck if you manage to make it. But if you fail during the draft, your deck ends up being really awful. So I try to avoid that, but just stick to blue. There's so many good cards. So even if like your neighbors are playing blue, you probably end up with some like what they don't want. You get the rest and fix your deck around it.
Obviously the friendly colors are a bit more, are a bit better, especially blue, white and green, white, where you get like an extra common. That's pretty good. But apart from that, just solid, like, old school drafting strategies. Like this, we're back to like just regular cards. There's no artifacts really to talk of. There's no like multicolored cards really to talk about. So you just draft your colors and get a deck that works together.
In Innistrad in particular, it's very good to be open-minded, to not just play one or two strategies, but be willing to play whatever comes.
I think Modern was quite interesting this year in that because it was on the final day, there were a lot of players who hadn't quite sorted out the deck they wanted to play. There were a lot of zoo decks, and I'm not sure that Modern is actually reflected by what we saw on the metagame today.
It's been a lot of fun. I cannot believe how many events they keep on playing. You get so much like just cards, and it's a great time so far. Everybody just seems so happy to be here, and it's just awesome to be around people who, you know, love to play Magic as much as you do.
And now the 2011 World Championship finalist winning $24,000 from Great Britain, Richard Bland.
It's hard to say really, it's all happened really quite fast. Shocked, surprised, pleased, a little surreal. After that, kind of felt mostly like a normal match, apart from the judges stepping in took a few minutes to check live totals. It was pretty short, so it didn't really feel that epic. There were some pretty fun ones in the semis and quarters though.
And now the 2011 Magic the Gathering World Champion winning $45,000 from Japan, Junya Ianaga.
There's something about a title where even if you tell somebody who doesn't play Magic, I'm the world champion, or I top-8'd the world championship, they might not even know that much about Magic, but they can understand what it's like to be at the world championship of something, you know?
I'd like to thank the many players, staff, and judges for making the 2011 World Championships, as well as the entire 2011 season, such a great success. Until then, this is Tournament Manager Scott Larrabee wishing you good night.
Grasp of Darkness is 2 black mana for an instant to give target creature -4/-4 until end of turn.